Welcome back, guys. So when you have a protective style, don't you want to just hop out the bed and roll out the door? But not looking like this, I won't. These little worms are determined to stick straight out of my head, and I just don't feel like doing my hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys 3-4 kind of ways to tie a head wrap so you can just pop up, put it on, and walk out the door. So stay tuned, and hope you guys enjoy. Hey guys, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please keep your comments super respectful but super funny. Let's go. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you protect your hair. So what I do is I get this satin, I want to call it a do-rag, but it has no flaps, so whatever, I just call it a do-rag. You want to grab like a satin or silk, preferably satin because it has more resistance, and just tie it on your head like such. Now when you're tying it, you want to spread out the fabric so that it doesn't leave as many bumps, because the purpose of this is so that when you put on your head wrap, it doesn't leave any bumps, if that makes sense. So instead of tying a knot, you really just kind of want to tuck it under the fabric like that. And the reason why you want to protect your hair is because some fabrics can just suck the moisture out of your hair, but also other fabrics can create so much friction for your hair that it gives you split ends, and it kind of defeats the purpose of having a protective style. So the next thing you want to do is pick your fabric. So when you're picking a fabric, if you're a beginner, you do not want to pick something that is super slick or slippery. For example, I have my, okay, don't judge me, but this is a dress, and yeah, I use it as a head wrap. Yes, I do. Because of the print. I love this print. I think it's really cute and I like it. But if you're a beginner, it's really slippery. So if you see, I can put it on my head and it like falls right off. You do not want to do this because you don't want to be fighting in the morning with this head wrap. You want to be able to slap it on your head and walk out the door, right? That's the point of a head wrap. So if you're a beginner, as you see, it takes some technique. It's possible, but it does take some technique. So do without it and pick a different fabric. But if you're like me and you really like the fabric, what you can do is a bobby pin hack. And if you're natural, I know you have these around, 1 or 2 or maybe a whole pack like I do. So what you want to do is figure out how you want the front of the wrap to look. Now for me, because this is a dress, I don't want that seam to show. So I'm actually going to create a fold by flipping it under and then putting it right at my hairline, or right where the do-rag is sitting. I like it tucked under behind my ears. Some people say it looks better when you tuck it in front. For the sake of the video, for you guys, I'll tuck it in front. I'll leave it in front of my ears. All right. So you want to make sure it's nice and secure. And then I am going to, see how you want to make sure these bumps are not there. You're going to twist. Just keep twisting. And make the head wrap pretty tight because remember it's slippery. And so you want to make sure that the head wrap has enough tension. Unlike other head wraps, I don't usually put this much tension because I don't want to get a headache, but because it's slippery and I'm determined to try this head wrap. All right, so I crossed it over and I'm just going to keep twisting it. I don't know if you guys can see. Can you guys see? Can you see me now? Okay. I'm going to keep twisting it and wrapping it around. And again, that creativity has to pop through. So when you feel things that don't look the way they should, then you gotta tuck some stuff. But this is the final product. And looky there, I'm walking out the door. Now, if you're particular about how the pattern lines up, that's one thing. You can do your baby hairs, your little edges on the side. I'm not actually about to walk out the door just yet, so I am not going to do them. But if you're the type of person that wants some edges, this would be the time where you just gently guide it back and pull those edges down. But again, I'm not going to do that right now. So yeah, for me, I'm an ear person because I have tiny little ears. So I actually like for them to be out because tucking them under my head wrap really hurts after a while. But yes, this is the final product. Let me know what you think. All right, so we're gonna snatch this back off. Whew. And we're gonna try our next print. So this was also a dress. Do not judge me. Sometimes the best materials you will find are old dresses, or I think I even felt this next one I have, it's from the thrift store. It was just a scarf and I was like, okay, cute. But this was actually a dress that one of my friends had given me, and I wasn't too fond of the dress because she was giving it away. But I like the print as, you know, a head wrap. So this one does have a seam in the middle. I don't know if you can see it. Most head wrap patterns will just be one fabric, but when you get clothes, when you repurpose your clothes, it will have a seam. Now, to tie this one, it's not as slick as you see. So I usually, how do I do this? I usually tie this one in the front. So yeah, just watch and I'll try to explain it. So I want to put the seam in the very middle of my head to look like it's there on purpose. Let's see if I can flip around here. Then once I have it on my head where I want it in the back, I go like this. I have the edges, I keep it taut, and then I kind of fold it this way. Does that make any sense? I hope this is making sense. I bring the material forward, I bring all of it forward, so it's kind of like a ponytail, the front of my head. And again, because this is a dress, you want to make sure that the right color fabric is on the outside. So you just fold it like that. Again, so you have the ponytail in front. So again, you can do the twisting motion here. And you want to hold it here. And let me think. Twist it in the opposite direction. So also, I like material that have like straggly ends because then it's easier to tuck. I'll show you guys what I mean at the end. So I'm still wrapping, I'm wrapping. Try not to wrap it too tight because remember, the more you wrap, it'll tighten it here and you don't want a headache. But you also, you want to have enough space for your bun to grow. If you tie it too tight, it won't have enough space. So you see how I have my little straggly ends? I don't know if you can see. It makes it easier to tuck because the ends are straggly. There you go. And I know that looked like a struggle, but it wasn't. It was not at all. It's actually super easy. And the more you do it, the more you'll get the hang of it. And that's with all head wraps. For me, I always want to make sure my top knot is in the center because you can tell when it's not, okay? So I always look back, is it in the center, relatively close? I untuck my earrings because it just feels weird. And there you have it. So the way you take this down is you pull. That's how I take it down. I shouldn't even, disclaimer, that might not be how you take it down, but that's how I take it down. I just pull. If you want to do a different design, like a twist method, what you'll do is keep it tight, okay? Keep it tight. And because there's two sides, you actually have two different things. So you have it in the middle again, and you want to scrunch it up so you can divide it into two. And then you just begin twisting, and you want to tighten as you twist because your hairline, not your hairline, but this right here may loosen. But you just want to, you see how I'm pulling it? If I pull this more, it'll tighten that. If I pull this more, it'll tighten that. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I hope this is making sense. And so you want to twist it in the opposite direction. Let me scooch down so you can see. Because if you twist it in the other direction, it creates like this bubble. Not sure if you can see that either, but it creates like a bubble. So you want to twist it in the opposite direction while maintaining the appearance of the fabric. So you see how this one's inside out, this one is right side in, right side out. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we're going to flip this one as well to make sure it matches. And just begin twisting. Now you want to do like a back twist so you can actually see. Kind of like if you've never or ever had your hair in Senegalese twists. That's the way you want it to look, so it looks kind of like a rope. Keep on twisting. And twisting. And again, this is why I like to have the little straggly ends, because it comes to like a point. So there are a couple ways you can do this. Once you are at this point, you want to make sure it's evenly distributed. So I kind of pull it so it doesn't have any like clumps. And some people wear this to the side and just do it on one side. The way that I would do that is I would then take this and tuck it up under there. And there's that. Another way you can do it is just pull that back out and create another spin. And it just gives you a more textured knot. As you can see. Yes, more textured knot. All right, and the last thing is how to improvise. How to improvise. So I'm going to take this one off because this is not my improvisation wrap. The material is good, but it's kind of thick. And so for me, it's a little harder to improvise with this one. That's when I bring out my baby. I love this one because it's a mixed material, mixed color. You can kind of wear it with anything. So this is one I got at like the thrift store or something. Yeah, so as you can see, it's very thin. Like, let me show you. The material is super thin, like super, super thin. So when you choose a thin material, you got to keep in mind that whatever bumps you have on your head will probably show through the material. But that's also why I like textured material, because you can't really see the bumps as opposed to wearing a solid color. So I've got this here. Take that off my desk because it has been annoying me this whole time. All right. I've got this here, and I have it in like a square almost, kind of. I don't know how I have this folded, but I'm gonna unfold it into a square because I don't need all of that fabric. When you're choosing the dimensions of your fabric, you really kind of want it to be at least 4 feet by 2 feet. Just because you might want to switch it up one day and do a different style. And to do like the longer twist style, or where it wraps all the way around, you know, the twist is all the way around, you know, you want to be able to do that. You can't do that if it's too short. So keep that in mind. So here is this with the same technique. I use the knot in the front. I'm going to put this in the back, hold this taut, pull it forward, hold it like a ponytail, and bunch up the middle. If I could find the middle. There we go. So I have the middle here. And then I'm going to just lay it flat. See? I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side. You want to keep it as tight as you can. Twist it, lay it flat. And sometimes you want it to be like a little higher than the hairline spot, so let me do that again. There we go. I'm gonna make it a tad smaller because I don't like how wide that looks. Again, creativity and preference is the majority of head wrap tying. So now that I'm here, I've got this. I'm literally just going to overlap them. So I know I did that kind of fast, but I'm just gonna overlap it. So I put this one here and just let this one fold over the second one, the first one I mean. So as you're wrapping it, just wrap it over and you're just gonna tuck it. Whew. And keep tucking. Okay, so that is the final product. All right, guys, and that is it. Thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Thank you guys so much. Let me know in the comments what you think, what I should probably do differently, or any head wrap ideas that you guys have that you might want me to look up, because this is about all I got. So see you guys next time.